Alright, welcome back to the channel, folks. And today we are going to go over my new build after this title update 2 with new monsters of Chris and regios. We have new armor and new pieces to put together to try to optimize our builds. And lately I think I found my new build for title update 2. And it's hitting pretty heavy. I had a bit of a snag, basically trying to figure out how to push the damage further because it didn't have much affinity. Had all the skills that I wanted, but it didn't have all the affinity, or at least enough where I was satisfied, because I do like using crit boosts. And basically when you get a bunch of attack to further your damage, you gotta get that affinity in and get some crit boosts going to push that affinity further with the raw damage and elemental damage that you're getting. So I think I have the right combination now, simply because right now it's hard to, at least for dual blades anyway, for you to get affinity through skills. There's not many skills with affinity like there was in Rise. Rise had a ton of ways you can get affinity without having to sacrifice certain skills in order to get the affinity. Like your cat gave you 30% affinity just by using one of its skills. So we don't have that anymore, so we kind of gotta, figure things out. So let's go over the build that I have so far and what I feel is working great for me. Let's go equipment info. That's always nice. So we are using 4 pieces of regios armor: the head, the arm, waist, and the legs. And I have Zoshia chest piece with a chain level 2 talisman. Hopefully it gets to level 3. I'm not even sure what monster is going to be able to push it to level 3, because we've had Gore. We have several new monsters, tougher monsters that's come so far, and none of them have chain in their armors. So I'm not sure what monster we have to wait for to get chain to get pushed to level 3, because this gets pushed to level 3, I could just most likely save a slot and put something even better into a slot. So hopefully one day they'll give that to us, but for now we're rocking the chain level 2 charm for our talisman. And with this combination, this is what it's given us. For my weapons, I got Crit Eye level 3 just to push the affinity a little more. It was lacking. I used to use the Gore set since I could put antivirus on. We beat the frenzy, we get the affinity plus the agitator was give us 15%. So we had a good amount of affinity there with the damage, so it was pretty good there. But we couldn't get full adrenaline rush with the Gore set. But with regios, he has full adrenaline rush for us, so we can get that plus a little bit of agitator in his armor skills. So we are rocking adrenaline rush level 5, agitator 5, and burst level 5. All these skills great for dual blades. Burst, you're gonna be attacking rapidly and fast, so you'll most likely be a level 5 burst all the time. Adrenaline rush, that's our defensive option, is to basically dodge counter a lot of attacks, and that has perfect synergy with adrenaline rush. So we get a 30 attack boost from adrenaline rush, and we get a 25 attack boost from burst, as well as a 150 element buff as well from burst. So I think it's 30 per level. So level 5 we get 150 element added on to that. So we're looking pretty good right now. And since I love elemental sets, I also have Thunder Attack for this for our lightning or our thunder weapons rather, and crit boost just to push our critical hits even further when we land them. And just for utility skills, divine blessing is always great, especially in this game. You know, you're going to get hit pretty hard, and that's going to save you a lot of times from, you know, wiping or, you know, just taking too big of a hit. So it gives you a lot of chances to bounce back and get back into the fight. And marathon runner, because we're going to be running our stamina all the time, trying to stay in archdemon mode and get off those demon mode combos. So our stamina is going to be draining a lot. So marathon runner slows it down. Bay window is just fixed in one of the regios armors, but I'm not mad at it because it gives us a small window to dodge in case we miss the dodge counter timing. We get that small, very small window to, you know, save us from getting attacked. Bleed resistance fixed in the set. That's cool though, because, you know, bleed is pretty nasty in this game. So, but the three main skills, adrenaline rush, agitator, and burst, all maxed out level 5, netting us pretty good damage, especially from my previous set. So we'll take this out for a spin. As you see, we're at base attack 312 right now with 408 element and 17% affinity. So I'm not going to turn agitator on just yet or do any of the special things yet. So just do a simple basic combo. And as you can see, we're at 337 with 528 element. So what was that? That is roughly 25. Yeah, 25. So we're getting that from burst. Just from burst alone, we're at 337. So I'll turn on the training dummy.
Making some changes.
And the wounds are off. So I don't like the damage kind of fluctuating when we're doing tests. Put this in smash mode because we'll be dodging. Now, the dual blades dodge in the kit does boost attack and element on its own, but with adrenaline rush it'll boost it tenfold. So we were at roughly 337, we said, when we just did a normal burst rotation. And we got, now you can see we're at 425. So we're plus, what's that, 113 in attack, just from having full adrenaline rush and the dual blades dodge counter attack buff kit. When you dodge an attack, you get a buff, and obviously you get to evade the attack. So the goal is obviously keep dodging, keep the buff from the dodge counter. It lasts roughly 20 seconds. Unfortunately, it does not refresh, so you'll have to look to get your dodges off often as possible. So we're at 428. We said 428. Yeah, something around there. Just with adrenaline rush, burst, and the dodge counter from the dual blades kit. So now we're going to enable agitator. The agitator with base attack 350. So let's activate everything. Get the dodge counter going. Now we're at 453. 453 attack from what? 312? From just base 312, we're at 453 with all these skills working together. And these, once the monster's angry and everything like that, that's just going to be your base damage as you're attacking, just all that damage. Now, on top of the damage, I like to use the evasion mantle, because when you dodge, you get a huge attack buff from the mantle, and that has great synergy with the dual blades because we're going to be dodging. So we will throw on the invasion mantle now. We have agitator active, and we're gonna go into our demon mode. Dodge the attack. Now we're at 522 attack with the invasion mantle. Pretty nasty stuff. Now, what we're gonna do is, because I have Regios's armor skill, I'm gonna see if I can get 2 dodges out of here. Gotta keep attacking. Now we're at 543. Holding at 543 with the evasion mantle and with the regios buff. So the regios buff, that is tied to adrenaline rush. So here we go. So regios is tenacity, extended duration of adrenaline rush. So plus, so we activate adrenaline rush. We got more time on it, more attack, so more damage as we're going. And for the level 2, if you dodge it, if you do another dodge within a reasonable time, then it further increases your attack. So you saw we were at 522 and then it pushed us to 543. So getting off multiple dodges helps this with this build, because you're going to be doing it anyway, because that's your only, defense option, really, unless you're just going to run away. But if you're going to be aggressive and you want to get shorter times, you're going to have to, basically stay on the monster often. So basically you're going to keep pushing, dodging, and you're going to get off multiple dodges at some point. So you're going to trigger Regios tenacity. The only thing with it is it only has like a 2-second window. I don't know if you see that 2 next to the attack. So basically you have to keep attacking for it to stay active. So that's the only catch to it. Once you stop attacking, then it goes away. But you can reactivate it quickly because you're going to be dodging a lot. So, obviously they want to have it running for 20 seconds like the buff for the dual blades. So, it's understandable. But as you're continuously attacking, that buff will stay active and you will get a ton of damage, ton of attack out of this build. So, and with this build, you have a ton of affinity. Well, not a ton, but you have a reasonable amount of affinity to push damage further in certain intervals. Hopefully, in further updates, we'll have more skills that, cater to the dual blade style as far as continuously attacking and boosting your affinity rather, because maximum might really doesn't do us any good. It's a great skill, but it doesn't do us any good. Weakness exploit, most of the armor that's attached to doesn't have the best slots to fit in adrenaline rush and burst, so you will be sacrificing a lot of damage in order to get affinity. So doing that, it's like, okay, we're lowering our damage, we're getting affinity, yeah, but the damage is lower. So we want high damage and affinity to go with the high damage. So, but as you see, the numbers are fantastic with this build, and the affinity is fair, 32%. So reasonable about, like, I would love it to be at 50. If it was at 50, it'd be perfect for me. 50% half the time you're critting, so half the time you're getting like big numbers, on the attacks, and you're staying at a high attack threshold. So obviously I wish I had more element as well. For the thunder set, the laggy pieces just don't really do it. Again, you can't fit you know, you can't fit really agitator, adrenaline rush, or burst into the laggy set, and it just doesn't have the best slots. So, you know, and again, it has maximum might. I think it has a little bit of Latin power. I was trying to see if I can get Latin power into the build, but it's not enough room yet. You know, we don't have the slots just yet. But that is my current build that I'm using, and I guess we just take it for a spin real quick. See if we can hunt really fast. Let's see. I guess no optional quests. Guess an investigation would do. Do have a regios with a dissenter on. So I guess we could hunt regios. And we'll do that and see how we fare, since this thing hates thunder. Absolutely hates thunder.
Okay, let's be on our way.
And I know it's a pretty, they made Steve really nasty in this version, which is great because, you know, we needed a nice little spice of life in this patch, just to keep things alive and well.
That's our target.
Yes.
Excellent use of the terrain.
I know, right? All right. Sure is. Ow. What? Ugh. I got fleeced. I got fleeced there. Couldn't do nothing about that.
Over here. I'm your target.
All right, there we go. Where are you going, sir? Just gonna leave me like that? Yeah, I was kind of being bad with this.
All ready when you are.
There we go. I'm trying to capitalize on that Little wound for the longest. Alright, come on, Steve. And your tail's off. Oh my God. Yeah. Just tell me you don't want me to win without telling me. Where you at? There we go. Ah, come on, Steve. You're killing me, brother. Where are you going? You're going over here. So I guess we'll go meet you. Yeah, I was kind of messing up because I was trying to get the timing down on a lot of its attacks. And I wasn't getting that one wound that he makes when he does the diving attack. I don't know why I wasn't landing.
I'll just hop off for now.
But he's on his way, so we gotta sit here and wait till he decides to make his way to us. Oh my God. Oh, you talking about getting fleeced. You talking about getting fleeced. Come on. And that's one of the drawbacks of the dual blades. It's one of the drawbacks. When you're in when you're in that blue state, it's like you can't like quick step to the monster. Like you're just stuck like that. And it's not like the spinning attack like covers a lot of ground, so you basically got to sheathe and then run to the monster. So a bunch of time wasted, and I didn't carve the tail, but that's okay. It's okay. We'll do better next time. But yeah, The damage is definitely there for this build. All it takes is just, you know, tighten up certain things from my end. Definitely could have had a better time. I think we could maybe cut it to 6 maybe, or at least like 7 and change, maybe 7:10, something like that. Probably can save a minute roughly if we play a little better. I just wasn't hitting everything the way I should, but the build, the damage is there definitely, so you don't have to worry about that. Right now I feel this is the best damage options for dual blades like this set. I think it's my best options right now as far as everything that we have available. So yeah, that's gonna be it from me and my new build that I'm gonna be using to knock out all these monsters. We'll be doing the Uthaduna challenge, the time attack challenge, and this will be the build I'm using. And I'm using my good luck pendant, as you can see on the hilt of my swords. This is a reward for the time attack against Ray Dow. So we'll be bringing that to Uthaduna to let them know that, hey, this is going to be you next. This is going to be you hanging from the hilt of my sword. But that's it from me. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you found it useful on my dual blade players, or, you know, if you have a weapon that attacks pretty rapidly and you need to dodge, you need to get out of danger, you can use this build too, if that's your play style. So let me know what you think in the comments. I'd like to thank you for watching. As always, do the proper thing. Like, share, subscribe, tune into future videos, and I will see you then. Peace.